guys, welcome to the channel. This is my 2024 BMW M2, and in this video I'm going to talk about what it's been like to daily drive this car for the past 2 weeks. So if you guys are new to my channel, I have a 2024 Tesla Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive. That is my daily driver. It's an excellent daily. I have tons of videos on it, but I let my brother use the car for 2 weeks and I was daily driving my M2, and I've never actually daily driven this car. I've always had a secondary like daily driver type car, so this has always been the car that I take out for fun. And I want to give you guys some thoughts on what it's been like to daily drive this for 2 weeks. So we're going to go over the pros and the cons, because obviously not everything is perfect. No car is perfect, obviously, even though I love my M2. But let's first start off here in the front. I'll give you guys a little walk around here. No mods yet. All I have is just a mad single non-resonated mid-pipe, but everything else is completely stock on the car, down to the stock wheels, the stock ride height, the stock spoiler on the back. Everything is 100% stock. So let's first start off with a pro. So one pro to daily driving a M2 is that it's very fast. So it's a very fast daily driver, 453 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque out of the S58 engine. Those numbers are a little underrated for the M2 especially. That's tons of power in a daily driver. This car is around 3,800 pounds, so it still has a decent power to weight ratio. So I really enjoyed having the speed, even though my Tesla's fast too. I enjoyed having the speed of the M2 as a daily driver. Number two, the M2 is extremely fun to drive. I will get some driving clips in a little bit later for you guys, but the M2 is extremely fun to drive. The steering is amazing. The throttle response is good. The transmission's smooth. It's just a very enjoyable, fun car to drive. The dimensions, like even when I took this through like a drive-through, since the vehicle's kind of small, it's nice to fit into drive-throughs and stuff like that. So it's easy to park. So as you guys can see here, I parked perfectly down the middle in this parking spot because the backup camera is great. It's also a very comfortable cabin, so I'm going to open up the inside here and just show you how much space there is. So I'm 6'6", so look at all this room. Tons of leg room, tons of headroom. So, and the seats are comfortable. They're not as comfortable as my Tesla seats, but they are still pretty comfortable. They hold you in nicely. They're fairly soft, but I really enjoyed having all this space because in a daily driver you want space. You don't want to be cramped and tight, and this car has tons of room. That was number three, the comfortable cabin. Number four, the technology. So this car doesn't have like a whole bunch of driver technology like the Tesla does, but it has a good bit. So as you guys can see here in the front, all M2s come standard with front parking sensors, so they kind of did a good job of like kind of blending them in. But you have front parking sensors. Mine has the parking assistant package, so I also have parking sensors on the side, in the front and in the back. Like I mentioned earlier, the backup camera is nice and clear, and it's easy to line yourself up in a parking spot. And then it also has Apple CarPlay, completely wireless. So CarPlay will pop up on the screen as soon as you get in the car, and it's a super high definition, really big screen. Obviously it's iDrive 8 for anyone who's familiar with BMWs. Number five, the AC and the heat work great in this car. We've gone through a little bit of weather changes. It's been like really cold and then really hot, and the AC works very good and the heat works really good. The heated steering wheel in this car literally gets hot in like 10 seconds. That's how fast the heated steering wheel works. And the heated seats work well. So the HVAC system, as a daily driver, you want your AC and all that stuff to work really good, and it works great. Another thing I noticed that I really liked about it is the BMW app. So it's not as comprehensive as the Tesla app, for example, but the BMW app is really good as well. So what I'd do is I'd start this car like 5 minutes before I get in it. It'd be all nice and cooled off. I can start it from anywhere because on the app, it doesn't matter like the distance. So I really enjoyed using the app as well to start the car, and then you can kind of see the gas level and stuff, and the app is just overall pretty good with BMWs. Another thing here is these 6-piston brakes. So as a daily driver, the 6-piston brakes, they stop the car very quickly. So if you need to do an emergency stop, or you need to do a quick maneuver, These brakes will stop this car on a dime, so I really enjoyed the brakes. And then also the brake pedal feel is very sharp. So as soon as you tap into those brakes, it immediately starts slowing down very quickly. And I have one more thing I want to go over with you guys, and then all the cons of daily driving an M2. But let's go ahead and hop inside and go for a little drive. All right, guys, I got y'all set up on the POV hat. Let's go ahead and take this baby for a spin. Oh yeah, I need to get gas, so we'll definitely do that as well. The last thing I was telling you guys about with the M2 is the visibility is awesome. So even though it's a coupe, it still has big windows. It has a good view out of the back. It has nice big side view mirrors, and there's tons of like visibility when you look across the side here. So the visibility is really good in daily drive as well. The windshield isn't terribly small. They did a really good job of making this car not only nice and compact and small, but you also still have good visibility. Now let's get on to the cons. And I know there's gonna be some people that disagree with me on some of the cons, but these are just the cons that I felt in my daily driving of the M2. So for one, the ride is on the stiffer side. So it's not necessarily harsh, but it's definitely not like a smooth, well, it is smooth, but it's kind of stiff over the bumps. So it's not like a super duper cushy ride like the Tesla is, or just like a normal, like a Toyota Camry or like a regular daily driver type car would be. It's definitely a stiffer suspension. One thing that's really annoying, and this I definitely found out when I started daily driving this car, because I only use this car every now and then, so I didn't really notice it as being an issue, but the small fuel tank in this car is extremely frustrating. So just like how people with electric cars have range anxiety, this car kind of has range anxiety because you're always at the gas station. And I like to go to Costco to save money on gas. I find myself always having to go to the gas station because the tank in this car, I believe, is 13.7 gallons, if I'm not mistaken, or 13.8. And the thing is that this car gets like 15 to 18 miles per gallon if you're driving in city driving, doing some accelerations and stuff. So you only have like 200 real miles of range. So you're always at the gas station with this car. And that's one thing I found to be very annoying. Obviously with my Tesla, I just charge it at home. I wake up with a full tank, if that makes sense. So always going to gas station, and then obviously paying for gas. You know, I'm used to Tesla where it's just, you know, I just charge it at home. Kind of leading on to that, the bad MPG. So the S58 engine performs amazing, but the MPG is not its strong suit. It gets V8 gas mileage. Now it has V8 power, right? But it gets like Mustang GT, Camaro SS, Scat Pack. It gets like the gas mileage of those vehicles, maybe slightly better. So the gas mileage is not the greatest on this vehicle, unfortunately. It's kind of, you know, it's a sports car, so it's kind of like expected. But again, it is a downside of having to daily drive a car like this. Another thing, and this is kind of a me thing, a lot of these things will be personal to me, and it's not really a fault of the car, just my personal opinions. And I'm sorry about this sun. That is at an awful angle in the sky there, so hopefully it's not blowing out the camera. When you daily drive this car, it's always dirty. So if you go to work, if you're like a normal person, you just go to work or whatever, your car sits outside and it gets dirty and dusty and stuff as it sits outside while you're at work. So the thing is that this car is always dirty. And then since the brake dust is tremendously bad on this car as well, like it gets brake dust very easily, your wheels look like they're brown all the time. Now if you drive this car every now and then and you have the time to kind of clean it up and stuff, then it won't always look dirty. But when you daily drive the car, you don't have time to do all that, so it's always dirty. I am sorry about the sun, guys. I only have so much time in the day to do these videos, and it always happens to be like at a terrible time. Next up, wear and tear. So when you daily drive a vehicle, it gets the wear and tear of a daily driver, you know, getting in and out of it constantly, having people in it if you know, drive people around or whatever. So you get the wear and tear of a daily driver, you know. It's more likely to get scratched, it's more likely to get door dings. I got a new scratch on it. I only daily drove this car for 2 weeks straight, and I already got a new scratch on the car. I'll show you guys a little clip of it. But it's probably a rock that got kicked up from the side of the car and hit the fender or something like that. But again, with a daily driver, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna get that daily driver wear and tear on it. So that's just, you know, the unfortunate thing about it, but it is what it is. Next up, this one's a little bit of a strange one. When you take off fast from like 0, first of all, it doesn't take off very fast from 0 because your traction control will be cutting all your power. But if you have it off, you're gonna be spinning a whole bunch. So that's another downside, is that you can't just like take off real quick like I can in my Tesla. You have to kind of build up your speed, because it'll burn out if you try to take off too fast. You have to kind of roll into your power, which is not a big deal, but just something I noticed. Daily driving this car, I put like a whole bunch of miles on it in like a short period of time. Like I daily drove it for 2 weeks, and I think I put like 600 or 700 miles on it in the 2 weeks, because I drive a lot. Another little downside there, and just the fear of it getting hit. You know, like this car, I want to stay nice for a long time. I plan on keeping it for a long time. And unfortunately, you just have the fear of it getting hit. You know, when it's in a parking lot somewhere, or when it's at work. You know, when it's at home, I know it's in the garage, I know that it's not gonna get hit or damaged or whatever. But again, when you daily drive a vehicle, you have to worry about those things. Those are just my few little reasons, pros and cons, daily driving my M2. I love this car to death. If I only had one car, I'd still take my M2 and just daily drive it and just, you know, just live with it. You know, yeah, it'd be dirty all the time and whatever, might have scratches and stuff, but you know, cars are cars, it is what it is. But if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think about my reasoning? Do you think they're valid? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.